Hello, and welcome to Play Recorder Now. I'm Mel Reeves. Now, there's more than just one type of recorder. The recorder family includes the Sopranino recorder, the Descant recorder, the treble recorder, the tenor recorder, and the bass recorder. We shall be learning how to play the Descant. When you've learned how to play the Descant recorder, you'll find it easy to learn how to play the other types of recorder. Although to play the tenor and bass, you will need to have quite long fingers to be sure of covering all the holes. Learning the recorder is also a good way to start learning to read proper music. Let's start by looking more closely at the Descant recorder. Most recorders come in a soft carrying bag, and you should always return your recorder to its bag when you're not using it. Remember, you're going to be putting the mouthpiece of your recorder into your mouth. Keeping your recorder in its bag will help keep away dust, dirt, and any visiting cats and dogs. So, this is your Descant recorder. There are three main parts: the head, which has the mouthpiece that we blow into, the middle, or the body, and the foot. At the front of the body is a row of holes that we will cover with our fingers to produce notes. There's another hole at the back of the body that we can cover with our thumb for some notes. The foot has two holes quite close together, and we'll be using our little finger of our right hand to cover both holes. Cover the hole at the back of the recorder with the thumb of your left hand. Now place your first finger over the first hole. Keep it there and place your second finger over the second hole. Keep both of those there and place your third finger over the third hole. You're not going to use the little finger of your left hand. The thumb of your right hand goes to the back of the recorder so that you can put your first finger of your right hand over the fourth hole. Your second finger goes over the fifth hole, nearly there, and your third finger goes over the sixth hole. We will be using the little finger later. For now, rest the tip of the mouthpiece on your bottom lip. That's in front of your teeth because we're not going to bite it. Now, before we start playing, let's just make sure we can move our fingers properly. Keeping all of your other fingers where they are, lift your first finger off of the first hole and put it back. Now lift your second finger. Back. Now your third finger. Now the fingers of your right hand. First finger off and on. Second finger, off and on. The third finger. And finally, practice lifting the thumb off of the hole at the back. Try this a few times by yourself. Remember, only one finger at a time should be in the air. Left hand first, second, third, right hand first, second, third, and your left hand thumb. Good. Well done. Here you can see a diagram of the recorder showing you which holes to cover to get the note A. We must cover the thumb hole and the first two holes only. Keep your fingers away from all of the other holes, but don't hold them too far away because we'll need them to play other notes soon, and keeping your fingers stiff will make them tired. So, are you covering the thumb hole, hole 1 and 2? To make the note sound, we're not just going to blow into the mouthpiece, we're going to go 2 and blow at the same time. Listen. Let's try it together. I'll count to 4 and then we'll both start. 1, 2, 3, 4, Remember, don't just blow, say two. This is called tonguing. Let's play the note A 4 times again. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. If you're getting squeaks instead of nice clear notes, then first you must check to see that your fingers really are covering the holes properly. Don't use the tips of your fingers. Use the soft paddy part. Here. You'll find it easier to cover all of the hole and stop air escaping if you use the paddy part. And don't blow too hard, because that can make it squeak too. Blow gently. Here's another note to learn, the note B. Look carefully at the diagram. We must cover the thumb hole and the first hole. The note B. Let's try it together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now comes the tricky part. We're going to have to play A 4 times, B 4 times, and then A 4 times, without a great big gap in between. To change from A to B, we just have to lift off our second finger. Here's A, B, A, B. Try it with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll soon have enough notes to play a proper tune. You could stop the tape here and make sure that you can play A and B without having to stop while you think what to do with your fingers. If you're sure that you know A and B, here's another new note, the note G. As you can see, we must cover holes 1, 2, and 3, and our thumb is still over the thumb hole. If you're finding it hard to cover the holes properly, don't give up. Keep trying and it will get better very soon. Just keep putting your fingers on and off until it feels comfortable and you're sure that your finger pads are stopping the air from escaping. Let's try G together. Fingers in place, that's fingers 1, 2 and 3 and the thumb hole. Make sure your pads are covering the holes. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take your fingers off. Now put them back on again. Let's try 4 more Gs. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we now have 3 notes. For each one, we must keep our thumb over the thumb hole. For the G, we cover holes 1, 2 and 3. For the A, just holes 1 and 2. And for B, just hole number 1. So let's try G, A and B. 4 times each. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's try G, A, B, A. 4 times each with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Should we try something a little more difficult now? G, A, B, G. Now you'll need to practice this quite a lot. Let's try it together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Practice playing this over and over again until you can do it without mistakes. Then come back and we'll look at reading some music and playing real tunes. Listen to this. When we play tunes, there are some notes that last a long time and some notes that last quite a short time. Also, writing out whole tunes using note names, G, A, B, and so on, is not a very good way of writing down tunes. If we use proper music notation, we can show which notes to play and how long those notes should last. So, let's start reading music right now. Music is written on a group of lines and spaces called a stave. There are 5 lines and 4 spaces. Music for the Descamp recorder has one of these in front of each stave. It's called a treble clef. Our note A is written on the second space up on the stave. This middle line is for our note B. This space will be for the note C, and these are for D, E, and F. Most people remember the names of the notes on the stave this way. The notes on the spaces are F, A, C, and E. That spells face, which makes that quite easy to remember. The notes on the lines are E, G, B, D, and F. Well, the sentence, "Every good boy deserves football," can help you to remember these, because if we look, we can see that the first letter of each word, E, G, B, D, and F, is the same as the notes on the lines. So this note here, every good, must be G. This G is the note we've already learned. So here are our G, A, and B. Let's try to play this on our recorder. Which notes are these? We have A, G, A, B, B, A, G. Let's try that together slowly. I'll count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here are some more. This time, we're not going to put the names of the notes underneath. You'll have to read the music. Try it now after 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And here's just one more for you to try. Now, you probably couldn't do that the first time. Go back and listen to me explain about the stave, about face, and every good boy deserves football. Try playing the exercises. When you're sure that you can read the notes G, A, and B, move on and learn our new notes C and D. Here is the note C, and this is how to finger it on your recorder. The thumb hole covered and hole number 2 with your second finger. C. Try it 4 times with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's G, A, B, C. Try it now with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's time to look now at how we write down long and short notes. So far, we've been playing what are known as quarter notes. They look like this: a round black blob with a tail. Now sometimes the tail goes up and sometimes the tail goes down, but it makes no difference to how we play the note. As we play these 4 G notes, we must count 1, 2, 3, 4 in our heads. Each quarter note must be the same. One note mustn't last any longer than the other. They're all quarter notes. Try this. 1, 2, 3, 4. These Gs are called half notes, and they last for 2 counts, so we must count to 2 in our heads as each note goes by. Listen. Try this exercise with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's play using quarter notes and half notes. We'll just use the note B for now. This is how it will sound. Now try it with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Finally, we have an even longer note, and this is called a whole note and lasts for 4 counts. So you'll need a big breath for this, but don't blow any harder. We'll do it with the note A. Listen. Try it with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're now going to have a proper tune. This is called Au clair de la lune, and it uses quarter notes, half notes, and whole notes. I'll play it first, and then you can try it by yourself. This is what it sounds like. Okay, let's try it together. I'll play it a little more slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, that was probably quite hard using G, A and B, as well as quarter notes, half notes and whole notes. You should practice playing the tune over and over again until you can play it without looking at the music. Here's another new note. It's the note D. And for the first time, you won't need to cover the thumb hole. But don't let it wander too far away, because you'll need it to play the notes we've already learned. Here's a short exercise to help you learn D. I'll play it first. Now try it with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. We now have a piece of classical music to play. It's from Beethoven's Ode to Joy. I'll play it through first. Shall we try it together? I'll play it slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at these notes. We have 3 quarter notes followed by what are called eighth notes. And we can play 2 eighth notes in the same time that it takes to play just 1 quarter note. We would count it in our heads like this. 1, 2, 3, 4 and. This is how it would sound. Look at this line of music from a well-known song. Can you see the 2 eighth notes in the first bar and in the second bar of music? This is how it should sound. Try it with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. You probably recognise that line. It comes from Jingle Bells. Here now is the whole chorus of Jingle Bells for you to play. I'm not going to play it first, so you're up straight away. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. That was a bit difficult, wasn't it? Here's another tune for you to play that's just for fun. It's called Go Tell Aunt Rhody. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now it's your turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you enjoyed that, be sure to keep playing it until you know it by heart. In fact, now would be a good time to go back and play some of the exercises we did earlier and some of the tunes. Any of those that you really like, learn them by heart. Okay, let's move on now we'll be looking at rests. Sometimes in music, we have to keep quiet and not play any notes. To tell us how long we must keep quiet for, we have these. They're called rests. And when we see one of these, we must rest for as long as a quarter note. In this example, we play A for 3 beats, and on beat number 4, we keep quiet, and then start playing again on beat number 1 in the next bar. This is what it should sound like. Did you hear me rest? Here's a tune for you to try using rests. It's called When the Saints Go Marching In. Watch the music as I play it and see if you can hear the rests when they occur. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Now it's your turn to try it with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Well, we're now going to learn some more notes. But if you don't feel comfortable and haven't learnt G, A, B, C and D properly, then go back now and practice all of the tunes we've played so far before trying anything new. Be sure that you can play both from G up to D and from D back down to G, like this. Here's our new note F sharp, and as you can see, we're going to have to start using our right hand, because the second and the third fingers of your right hand must cover holes 5 and 6. Here's a tune to help you learn the new note. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, now it's your turn. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, here's yet another new note, and it's called low E. It's called low E because there are 2 E's that we can play on the Descant recorder. There's low E and there's high E. Here's a tune with our new note E and also with F sharp, along with all the others we have learned. I hope you enjoy it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now it's your turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. And here's just one more new note, low D. Yes, that's right, there are two Ds on the recorder. We've already learnt the high D, this is the low one. Listen. Try not to blow too hard because it will squeak if you blow too hard. The lower the notes go, the less you have to blow. Okay, here's a short exercise to help you learn low D. Listen to it first. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, that was quite a difficult tune, but now it's your turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, that was quite difficult, wasn't it? Because there were some big leaps from low notes to high notes and high notes to low notes. To help you practice that a little more, here's another tune, just for fun, Hot Cross Buns. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this, as you already know, is a half note and is worth 2 beats. If we put a dot after it, then it's half as long again. That means that it's worth 3 beats. Listen to this exercise. 1, 2, 3, 4. Try that now for yourself, with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, here's another tune to play, The Grand Old Duke of York. And notice that there are 3 rests before the tune starts. And that means that we're not going to start playing until beat number 4. Watch the music carefully as I play it for you now. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Now, so far, all of the tunes we've played have had 4 beats in every bar. That doesn't mean that they've just been 4 quarter notes, but if you add up the eighth notes and the half notes, they add up to 4 in every bar. Well, here's a tune with only 3 beats in every bar. Notice that the tune starts on beat number 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So remember, when tunes only have 3 beats in a bar, you have to count 3 to start. Your turn now to play along with me. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Yes, that was quite difficult again, wasn't it? Never mind, here's another tune with just 3 beats in a bar, and this one's a little bit easier. I'll play it first. 1, 2, 3. Okay, try it by yourself now. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Now earlier we looked at dotted half notes. Here is a dotted quarter note. Now remember, a dot makes a note half as long again. Now a quarter note normally has one count. So a dotted quarter note is going to be worth one count and half a count, so that's 1.5. Yes, I know that sounds difficult. Let's just look at how to count a dotted quarter note when we're reading music. Remember, a quarter note is worth 2/8 notes. A dotted quarter note is worth 3/8 notes. Now in this example, the G is a dotted quarter note and the A is an 1/8 note. We then have a B quarter note. For the G we must count 1 and 2, and then the A comes in on the and. 1 and 2 and. Listen to it now. 1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Okay, here's a tune now for you to play using dotted quarter notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and. Listen carefully and try to learn the sound of a dotted quarter note followed by an 1/8 note. Then try to play the tune yourself. Okay, try it with me then. 1 and 2 and 3 and. Okay, here's another tune to try. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Well, here's the note F. Now we've already learned F sharp, so don't get confused and play the wrong one. For F, you're going to have to use your little finger, so it's going to get a little more difficult now. Here's a short exercise to help you learn your new note. I'll play it first. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, now it's your turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. And here, at long last, is low C. It's the lowest note you can get on your recorder. You're going to use your little finger again. And in fact, you're going to use all of your fingers because we're going to cover all of the holes. And this is a little bit difficult. Make sure that your little finger is covering both of the holes on the foot of the recorder. Notice in the music that the note C is on a line of its own underneath the stave. And when you play low C, you must blow more gently because it's very, very easy to make it squeak and sound terrible. Here's an exercise with low C in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, now it's your turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, here's a tune to play with our new C and F notes in. It's called Aura-Lee. I'll count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you're ready, we'll try that together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, if you haven't already tried it, let's try now playing from low C right up to high C. That's C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C. Like this. Try it with me. I'll count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Should we try it up and down? I'll play it first. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we'll do it together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I'm afraid that's as far as we can go this time. I hope that you've enjoyed making music with your recorder, and I hope that you've taken your time and that you've learned all the notes and all of the tunes. If you have, you're probably fed up with playing most of them by now. So, after I've finished talking, you'll find a few more tunes to play, all sorts of types of pieces of music. You should find all of them quite easy, because there are no new notes to learn, and there's no new counting to be done. If you go to a good music shop, you'll find that they have lots of books filled with recording music, pop tunes, classical tunes, television music, and so on. You should be able to play most of them with a little practice. Well, I hope to see you again on another program. Keep playing, keep practicing, and have fun. Goodbye.